You know what I realized? We haven't talked too much about the new Titans Stadium, at least not here. We are beginning the process for building an entire new stadium opposite of Nissan Stadium right now, and all of that's supposed to be done by 2027. So considering even I was a little surprised by all of this happening so soon, I figured let's go through the comments. Let's answer some of the questions that you may have had throughout this process. First things first, where will the stadium be? So what you're seeing right now is Nissan Stadium. We're gonna refer to it as the old Nissan Stadium for the sake of making sure that we're clear here, because this new stadium will also be called Nissan Stadium, you guessed it. So this new stadium will actually be built on the opposite side of where I'm standing right now. And so it will be built on the footprint of where the parking lot is at the moment. So the plan would be to have the team playing at the old Nissan Stadium until the new one is built. And then after that, they just move into the new one and they tear down the old one. Simple enough. Here's the catch. Of course, there's always a catch. We're really not sure what they're going to do about parking. A little bit more about the stadium. I know you've seen the renderings at this point. There's a roof. A roof. Yes. This is an enclosed football stadium. So what does this mean? Concerts all year round. Football games late into the season without having to feel miserable being outside in the cold. WrestleMania, Final Fours, all of that made possible because of a new stadium here in Nashville.
New facility is a much better platform for Nashville, and it's really an event space where football games are also played, not a football field where you're kind of trying to cram in concerts. So from the beginning, it's going to be multi-purpose to serve Nashville, and it's one of the reasons I think the hotel industry has been so supportive.
Now, I want to say Super Bowls, right? Because many of you are probably wondering, can this thing support a Super Bowl? We've seen where the NFL has rewarded cities for building new stadiums by giving them an opportunity to host a Super Bowl. As I said before, there's always a catch, right? Well, in this case, the catch is the seating capacity.
The new venue would be the smallest in the NFL, with only 60,000 seats, 9,000 less than the current Nissan Stadium.
Why that matters for a Super Bowl is that the criteria says that you have to have at least a seating capacity of 70,000. But we've already heard from Titans executives who say they've spoken to the NFL, and the understanding is if you build it, they will come.
Yes, that's a building that's big enough to support a Super Bowl and all of those other huge events.
Think about Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, for example. Okay, you have the Chiefs taking on the 49ers at the Super Bowl in a brand new facility with a seating capacity of 65,000. Which would make them under the requirement. So it sounds like exceptions can be made, right? What's the old saying? Money talks? Well, let's talk money. The stadium is expected to cost $2.1 billion. $840 million of that will come from the Titans and the NFL. The state promised to commit $500 million as long as this new stadium has a roof. Meanwhile, and this is where it gets a little tricky, $760 million will come from sales tax generated from stuff inside the stadium and things that happen around the stadium. That includes a 1% hotel tax increase. So when we're talking about the hotel tax increase, right, we're typically talking about tourists coming to Nashville to watch a game or just hang out around the city, and then whatever they spend on the hotel, well, part of that will be going toward paying for this new stadium. Now, of course, that's the sticking point for a lot of people in Nashville, because you think of that money. That's money that could be used for a number of different projects around the city.
It's just an all-around bad deal.
I think what most people forget is that Nashville was actually going to be on the hook for renovating the old stadium until about 2039 when our contract ends. And from what we've read so far, it would have been about the same cost. This way we at least get a new stadium out of it. Say what you will about the deal, and I know there are a lot of people who have a lot of things to say about this. Ultimately, I'm curious, what do you think?